So it was requested of me to kind of answer a couple questions about our herd here, specifically how we water these steers and the water management practices we do, and why we chose this breed. Let's start with the breed. This right here is British White Parks. I have no idea the history on these things. You could probably tell me in the comments. I guess you could do a Google search and figure it out. The real big reason we chose these guys is they do really well on strictly grass. So we here on our farm do 100% grass fed, and that is because, like I said in the last steer video, that's what works best for our farm. That's also what we prefer, and that's what our customer base knows us by, for strictly grass fed. When I say strictly grass fed, that means from start to finish, they're eating grass. So when they're a calf, when they're little, they're not getting any antibiotics or feed or stocker feed. They're drinking milk from their mama, and then they're going right into hay and pasture grass. And even then, when we finish them, like a couple of these are getting close to being finished in the spring, they're not getting finished on grain or anything. Like, all they're eating is hay and grass. That's it. I mean, you could look at these guys. This guy right here, he's going to go out in the spring. So it's November now, and he'll probably go in March or April. And he's a pretty good looking guy. He was a pretty tiny little guy when we first got him, but now he's looking pretty well. He's filled out pretty good. And the other ones, I call him Jeff. He's filling out pretty good too. He's going to be one of the big ones going. He's going to be a bigger one going too. And these two are new here. But anyway, they seem to fill out really well on grass, even better than Angus. We originally had started with Angus. We had an all Angus herd. We even had a red Angus at one point, and we liked them. They were good. The only thing that we didn't like about them was their temperament. And if anybody who's ever raised Angus knows, their temperament can be a little wiry sometimes, and we kind of just got tired of it. There was more than one occasion where we were trying to work some cows through the chute here, either to load them on a trailer or just to kind of sort them, and almost getting pinned in these gates and getting charged at, and we were kind of tired of it. We just really didn't want to deal with that temperament anymore. And that's when we stumbled across these guys. There's a few local guys that actually raise big herds of these British White Parks, and that's where we buy our feeders from. We buy 400 or 500 pound feeders. A feeder is what it sounds like. It's a castrated steer that is at feeding age, I guess, or feeding weight, whatever you want to call it. So we don't do any cow calf. Again, we used to do that with the Angus. Got tired of it. Wasn't working for us. We went straight to feeders. We buy feeders. We raise them for a year on grass and pasture, and we sell them. But back to my point, these guys have a much better temperament. We've never had a hairy one. We've never had a wiry one. They're pretty calm. They're pretty docile. I can walk in here. Yeah, this guy right here, he's not quite used to me yet, so he's going to feel a little bit trapped, as you can see. Oh, you're all right. You're all right. You're good. But they're pretty tame. I mean, obviously they don't want me in here eating with them, but you know, you get the idea. They're not going to charge me. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of the big reason we chose them. The main two reasons: they fill out really well on strictly grass, and they're pretty tame. They're really easy to work with, and it's pretty easy to get this breed, British White Parks, pretty easy to get them to get used to you. You come out here, I come out here once a day to feed them, and you know, once you start giving them food, they get pretty used to you. You know, it won't take long before they're running to you with smiles and happy arms, you know. Next up, we're going to talk about our water management, kind of how we do it around here. So first off, I want to say we live in southeastern Pennsylvania, which is in the northeast United States, and we have a very temperate climate. Basically, we get a lot of rainfall and we get a lot of sunshine. So we just have a really moderate growing season. We're not overly dry, we're not overly wet. Now this year we were exceptionally dry. We had a couple months of just very little rain, and so that definitely hurt things a lot. So we were, again, very dry this year. But even being super overly dry, there was always water in the creek. So we have two main big pastures, one here and one down that way. Each one of these big pastures has a water hole. We have a little outcropping here where the fence goes out across the creek, and the steers can come down and drink the water. It is always kind of a mud hole here because, well, it is a water hole, and the water is still pretty low from how much rain we did not have in the summer. Normally the water is pretty pulled up all in this area. As you can see, it's not really that pulled up. Now, the only problem we've ever really had with this sort of watering system is over time we get some pretty nasty floods that come through every year, and it erodes the bank. You can see over there on the bank, it is completely eaten away around that post. And yeah, all of these posts are now exposed, and there's not really much holding this fence in here. So it needs to be redone here very soon. Back when this fence was put in, the banks here were a lot different than what it is now. And what happened is, during some of these floods, it ate a lot of the creek away, and we had calves and small cows getting out, like they were escaping underneath the fence. So you can see there, we've kind of added some boards, also added some boards on this side, and that is so they can't slip out and get away. Those are the two only issues we have with this sort of watering system: the erosion, eating stuff away, and calves used to get out. Now, since we switched to feeders only, we don't do cow calf anymore. We had not had that issue in 3, 4, 5 years or so. or however long ago it was we did cow-calf, 4 years ago, I think. But other than that, it's a pretty good water system. It works pretty well. It has never dried up. Now, if we do ever have a situation where we are completely dry and no water in the creek, we do have a water spigot running from the house and the barn, which is over there, to the corner of the far pasture there. So if on a winter like this we have no water in the creek, we can move the steers over to that pasture and water them in a trough if we really have to. And then plan C would be put a water trough wherever the steers are and get water out of the house or the garage, put it in trash barrels, bring it out and dump it in the thing. We've done that. We do that when we pen steers up in the barn here. Before we load them up in the trailer, you know, we'll put water there in the pen for them, and we'll just fill up trash barrels and come out here and dump it in the trough. Now they are clean trash barrels, okay? Like we bought them specifically to move water back and forth. So that's how we do it. That's how we manage water. We don't have any sort of irrigating systems, any sort of fancy waterers. We're pretty primitive when it comes to raising steers. They're just eating grass and hay and they're drinking out of a creek. We've never run dry. We do run dry. We have a plan B and we have a plan C. That's kind of how we do things. Anyway, if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments. I really enjoy answering them. See you in the next one.